Alright, hello. Today I'm going to teach you how to use Exian digits. I invented these, so don't bother looking them up because you won't find anything. I'm the only person who knows how they work. So listen closely because I will be using these in the competition. So this is a real math thing that works with every possible math concept that you can come up with. The only thing I didn't do was come up with pronunciations for the letters. So I'm just going to call them 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so since I'm super nice, I went ahead and made you an addition table and a multiplication table. So if you're ever unsure what two things multiplied together are or what two things added together are, then you can just check this chart. So if you forget what 3 plus 3 is, you can be like, it's 1, 0. Or, oh, what's 4 plus 4? Oh, it's 1, 2. And same thing with multiplication. If you ever forget, like, oh, what's 5 multiplied by 5? Oh, it's 4, 1. Okay, good to know. So you can always refer to this if you're ever doubting yourself. So let's do a few examples to get in the hang of doing math with Exian digits. So in our first example, we start here at the base. It's just like regular division, except all the digits look weird. So what is 2 plus 2? Well, that's going to be 4. What is 3 plus 5? Well, that's 8, but we don't have an 8. So what do? Well, we're going to have to write the 8 in terms of digits that we can understand. So what is 8? 8 is just 6 plus 2. And that would be, to be more specific, that is 1 multiplied by 6 plus 2. So we're going to take this number right here and this number right here to get 1, 2. And this is the number we're going to write down. So I'm going to write down the 1, 2. Then what is 1 plus 5? That's 6 plus 4. That's 10. So again, we have a 10. So what do? We come over here. What is 10? Oh, that's just 6 plus 4. And 1 multiplied by 6 plus 4, 1, 4. And that's what we're going to write down. So we're going to put a 1 here, and we're going to put a 4 in this column. And then we have 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 4, plus 1, which is 4. And that's our answer right there. Now looking at our next addition problem. What is 5 plus 5? That's 10, which remember, 6 plus 4, 1, 4. So we put 1, 4. And what is 1 plus 4? That's 5. Oh, hey, look at that. It's another 1, 4. So 1, 4. And then what is 1 plus 0 plus 3? Well, that's, again, 4. And then what is 1 plus 2? That's 3. Easy. Here's your answer. Now let's do some subtraction problems. So what is, again, it's just like normal subtraction except with weird digits. And as a reminder, if you're ever unsure, if you ever doubt yourself, like, what is these? How do I know what 1, 4 is? How do I know what 5 plus 5 is? You can always check the chart. You always check the chart. What is 5 plus 5? 1, 4. And you know that you were right. So remember, the charts are there if you doubt yourself. Now what is 4 minus 3? Well, that's just 1. What is 1 minus 5? Well, we need to make this number bigger. So just like a normal subtraction, cross this out, subtract 1, and then add it over here. So now what is 1, 1 minus 5? And remember, this isn't 11 minus 5. This is why I've been saying 1, 1 instead of 11, because do not do 11 minus 5. That's wrong. What you have to do is you have to convert your 11 into regular numbers first. So we do that process from before, but in reverse. So now we have 1, 1, which is the same as 1 multiplied by 6 plus 1, which is 7. So actually, 1, 1 is 7. So what is 7 minus 5? Well, that's going to be 2. And then what is 1 minus 1? That's 0. And then this is just 1, so 1 here. And that's your answer. Let's do another example. So what is 0 minus 4? Well, we're going to have to get a spot from here, but oh, it's still empty. What about this one? Still empty. What about this one? We're going to come all the way over here and cross this out, subtract it by 1, and then bring over the 1, and move again, subtract by 1, which, as a reminder, this is like a little problem in and of itself. You get 1, 0, subtract, and then again, subtract 1, which, again, if you don't know, check your chart. We have this number here, which is to subtract 1, and then you get 5. So it's 5. So then this is 5. And then same thing over here. This becomes 5. And then this becomes our 1, 0 from before. And then what is 1, 0 minus 4? Well, like I said, this is not a 10. Do not say this is 10 because it's not 10. Remember, this is 1, 0, which means it is 6 plus 0, which means it's 6. So what is 6 minus 4? It's 2. And what's 5 minus 3? Or sorry, 2? 3. And what's 5 minus 1? 4. And then what's 1 minus 1? That's just 0. So this would be our final answer right here. Let's do some multiplication. So we have 5 multiplied by 1. That's just 5. What's 5 multiplied by 3? Well, that's 15. Again, we have to convert 15 to Exian. So we have to take our lowest denominator of 6, which would be 12 in this case, plus 3, which is the same thing as 2 multiplied by 6 plus 3. Or you take this number here, 2, 3. And so that makes this a 2, 3. So we're going to add 2 here. And or we would do that if there's another digit, but since there's not, so we just put this here, 2, 3. And then this is 0, drop the 0. And then 4 multiplied by 1, that's just 4. And then 4 multiplied by 3, that's 12. So we have 12. But you know, that's just 6 multiplied by 2 plus 0. Or take these two numbers, 2, 0. So then that's just 2, 0. And then add these two together, which means that's 5 plus 0, so 5. And then 3 plus 4, which is 7. And then remember from before, that's just going to be equal to 1, 1. So then 1, 1. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. And then add this from before. And that is your final answer. Now let's do one more example of multiplication. So what is 4 multiplied by 3? Like I said, that's 12, which is just 2 multiplied by 6 plus 0, or 2, 0. So then we're going to put a 2 here, drop the 0. What is 4 multiplied by 5? That's just going to be 20. Make sure 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. Yes, all right. Yes, I know how to do math. And so what is this? This is 18 plus 2, which is, or 3 multiplied by 6 plus 2. And just so you know, as a little thing to check yourself, let's say if you accidentally thought it was 12 plus 8, you'd be like, 8, huh? This number on the end here, for every case, will never be higher than 5. The maximum this number could be is 5. So if you ever get something like this where it's 8, it's wrong. You want to rewrite this such that this number is always less than 6. So 18 plus 2, or 3 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 2. Check these two, 3, 2. So then we take that, write the 3 here, and then it'll be 2 here, and 2 plus this 2 right here. So it's actually 4. And then this is going to be 4 multiplied by 0 plus 3, or 3. Make sure, 4. Yep, all right. And then that's going to be 4 multiplied by 1, which is 4. And then drop the 0, and then 0. And this is a 0 right here. So we can just ignore this whole thing. This is 0, 0, 0. And then drop 2 zeros for the third digit, which would be 5 multiplied by 3, or 15, which is in 12 plus 3, or 2 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 3, or 2, 3. And so then don't forget, clear the house. And now you're going to have a 2 here, and put a 3 here. And that's going to be 5 multiplied by 5, or 25. 25. Let's go ahead and make some room. And like I said, that's going to be 24 plus 1, or 4 multiplied by 6 plus 1, 4, 1. And remember, if you're ever unsure, just check the chart. What's 5 plus 5? Oh, it's 4, 1. There you know. So you never have to, if you're ever unsure, just check the chart. So that's going to be 4 and then a 1 here on the bottom. But let's go ahead and add these up really sure. So that's going to be 1 plus 5, which again is 6. Or sorry, I'm looking in the wrong spot. Because this is 4, 1. Yeah, because look, my numbers aren't even lining up. Move you down like that. Okay, like I was saying, it's 20, 4, and this is 4, 1. Add, and yeah, oh yes, I forgot this 2 here. So this is, so then yes, 4, 1 plus 2, it's actually 3. And then, all right, now that's right. So then this is going to be 5 multiplied by 0 plus 4, so just 4. And then this is going to be 5 multiplied by 1, which is just 5. Otherwise known as 0, 4, 3 plus 3 is 6. And remember, 6 is just, 6 multiplied by 1 plus 0, or 1, 0. So then that's going to be 0, add 1, and that's going to be 4 plus 4, which is 8, or 9 in this case. So, like I said again, it's just going to be 6. 9 is just 6 multiplied by 1 plus 3, or 1, 3. So then again, add that 1 on the end, and that's just going to be 3 here. And then 1 plus 5 is 6, so 1, 0. So your final answer is going to be this right here. Assuming I didn't screw anything up, which I don't think I did. So cool, let's move on. And then here we have some division. So for division, we have to walk you through it. So we have 3, and so what is 3 divided by 5? 3 doesn't go into 5 at all, so that's just going to be a 0 there in that first spot. And then, well, 0, it's just 0, so just come over to the second spot. So what is 3 divided by 5, 1? Remember, this is not 51. This you have to convert this first. So how do you convert 51 into regular digits? Well, remember, that's just 5 multiplied by 6 plus 1. So it's actually just 31 is what it actually is. So what's 31, or what's 3 divided by 31? Well, that's going to be 10. 10 would be your answer. So what you will do, so then how do you write 10 in terms of Exian digits? Now you do it again in reverse, where 10 is just going to be 6 plus 4, otherwise known as 1, 4, like that. And so that's what's going to be here to start. Will be like so. So then you multiply these two together, and you get 30, because remember that this is actually just 3 divided by 31. So then 10 multiplied by 3 is 30, which means that, again, how do you write this? Oh, it's just going to be 3 multiplied by 6 plus, no, it's going to be more than that, because that's 18. So this is actually, it's 4. No, sorry, it's just 5 divides. 5 multiplied by 6 plus 0. So it's actually 5, 0, which means it's 5, 0, like that. And then so then these cancel out. And then this is 1 minus 0, which is 1. And then this is 3. So now we have 1, 3. What is 1, 3 in regular numbers? Well, we know that's just 1, 3, which is going to be 6 plus 3, which is 9. What's 9 divided by 3? Well, that's just 3. So then 3 multiplied by 3 equals 1, 3. And then those cancel out. And then this is your final answer. Let's do another example. So here I have 2 divided by some numbers. So 2 divided by 4 is 2. Which then, cancels out. Very nice. What's 2 divided by 5? Well, it doesn't divide anything. Well, it does. It's 2, again. Because then 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So then it becomes 1, 0. How many times does 2 go into 1, 0? Remember, not 10. 1, 0 in regular numbers would be 1 multiplied by 6 plus 0, or 6. So how many times does 2 go into 6? It goes in 3 times. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. So again, just cancels out, very simple. And then 2 goes in 1 time. Very easy. And there's your answer. Now, let's do some algebra because it wasn't hard enough. So let's solve for x in this question. So how would you solve for x? Well, first things first, you got to move this 5 over to the other side. So what is 5 minus, or what is 2 minus 5? Well, first we have to convert 2 into numbers that we understand. So that's going to be 2 multiplied by 6 plus 2, or 14 minus 5. That's going to give you 9. And remember, 9 is going to be 6 plus 3. So that's going to be 1 multiplied by 6, which is 1 plus 1, 3. So that's going to be 3x equals 1, 3. And then we just divide by 3 here. So that's going to be x is equal to 1, 3, which we remember from before. That's just equal to 9. So we know that this is actually going to be 9 divided by 3, which is just 3. So we know x is equal to 3. All right. And then as the last example, let's do a quadratic, because why not? So here we're going to have two solutions to our quadratic. Excuse me. And so we're going to add our negative 3 to the other side first to start. And so we're going to get x squared plus 1, 0, x equals 2 plus 3. Well, that's just 5. So that's going to be 5 equals 0. And now we do a quadratic. It's the same rules as a regular quadratic. We're going to have x here, and then we have two positive signs, so they're the same and they're positive, which means we know that these two are going to be both positive signs. If you're if you don't quite remember how to unfoil quadratics, you can always look it up online with regular numbers. It's the same process. And so now we have here, this is a 1, 0, and this is a 5. So we can go ahead and write this in normal numbers, just want to make it easier to see. So you might remember that 1, 0 converts to 6 plus 0, which is just 6. So we could rewrite this as x squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 0. That would be the same thing. And so we look at this. What numbers can this turn into? Well, usually you start in the middle, which should be 2 and 3. But I mean, you can just see here because this is a 5. So if we did, for example, over here, x plus 5 and x plus 1. Does that work? X multiplied by x, that's x squared. X multiplied by 1, that's plus x. X multiplied by 5, that's just going to be 5x. And then plus 5 multiplied by 1, which is 5. And yes, that is the solution that we would get. So then we know the answers are just going to be 5 and 1. So then we can write those in, 5 and 1. And that means x is equal to negative 5. And it's also equal to negative 1. And then I would accept this as the correct answer. So hopefully you got all that. That's as hard as the math is going to get on the veto. So win if cool.